right, good morning, everyone. Good morning. So I'm on location right now, so that way my internet might be a little wonky. This is early. Holy crap! But welcome to Beyond Charts Morning Brew. Markets are being a little wonky. PPI numbers came out as expected, not looking too hot. They're about food and energy, not including food and energy. We're about 4% versus 5% is estimate. So I don't know. Yeah, let me just dismiss this one. Okay. It's rather unusual that headline month over month. All right. And the broadcast, I think we're looking pretty good. Let's get to it. I think this is recording. I'm not sure yet. Overall, we're looking at the overall markets here. And again, we sold off of that 3,800. If you were in the chat, I kind of just laid it out for you as far as the supply zone, demand zone, intraday, which are very helpful. But things are not looking too good. Initial jobless claim came at 244. We're noticing the jobless claims are increasing. The layoffs are starting to increase. We're noticing that Microsoft, Google, they're all telling us the same thing. We just have to listen that they're saying that, they're probably going to be laying off. We got Tesla. They're the head of their AI component for self-driving cars. If you've been following the Patreon page, things are getting a little wonky here. I'm gonna. What's going on over here? Let me see. Let me see if this is going live. Can we? All right, so let's get to it. Not really see anything. Let's get to it. Okay. All right. I had to see if I was live. All right. As far as the overall markets right now, we are near a supply zone right here. So if we look at the S&P 500, we're at the bottom range. This is not coming up. Okay. 3,800. We held that. Right now, we're going to open about 37.59. So 37.69. It's going to put me right at the bottom range here of yesterday. But, and like I said yesterday in the Patreon group, I said we're probably going to hit 37.50, 3,700. I don't believe we're going to collapse just yet. I don't believe that they're going to let it go. We have some unfinished auction. If you look at volume profile, still up in the high range, but we still got to consolidate between the lower range, and then we'll see here. I think we're going to consolidate for quite some time. The banks did announce earnings. The banks came out. They're basically reversing their buybacks. All right. So JP Morgan said that they're basically not doing any buybacks. When they said about 3 weeks they were going to do the biggest buybacks in bank history, and they're just taking it back. So that's what the market's reacting to. Here, I might have to do this on TradingView. We'll see, and we'll see shortly. But let's see. Let's move on. Now, as far as the E-minis here, the VIX is climbing up here right now. We're at the higher range. A couple of days ago, I said it's a good time to buy puts. Just buying puts just so you can get the volume implied volatility on your side, and that would have worked out really, really well. As far as the E-minis overnight action is not looking too good. Let's dissect this a little bit more. But pretty much, if we look at the Asian Open was around and I'm still on. Yes, I'm still on East Coast time. But 2200 is gonna put me right around 2200 is when the Asian market opened. It opened around 3800, and then exactly hit our overnight sessions. Now the question is, do we continue lower? Do we stay in this range? So I think what I like here, because usually after a ranges, it's going to base, and there's a basing pattern. What I'm noticing right now, I'm just going to draw it out for you guys. Pre-market, what I like here, and I'm noticing that we had some buying pressure right around, I'm going to say right in there for the upper range, and for the bottom range I'm just gonna put maybe right in there, right around that 37.42, right below 37.50. I think I like that. I even probably 37.50. I think I like that. I think it's going to stay in this range. Now if we start breaking above this range, 40 minutes, 42 minutes for the open. But again, we're finding a lot of buyers coming in at 37.42, which was pretty big. Was it big yesterday? Let me see. Go here. This internet is being a little wonky. 37.42, yes, 37.42, 37.50 is where we're noticing, and right now on the 50-minute time frame, if we look at it here, we're consolidating and showing us there's probably going to be a new swing. So that's probably swing is going to go into the open. Let's see how far do we go up. All right, as far as the 1 hour chart, the 1 hour, you got to understand, if we look at the moving averages, we have not been able to cross over, and it's not telling us that we're going to cross over anytime soon or any squeeze plays. But I do believe that if we do go up, it probably can go up to 3,800 today at some moment of time, which is probably a 40 point ripper from where we're at now. But this is being wonky. We are definitely noticing that the candlesticks in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days have been forming lower lows and lower highs, and we can see that by this trend line going up. So clearly I wouldn't chase anything unless we can get above 38.08, which clearly if we can't, but there's a lot of selling pressure on these markets right now. So let's see if we can get to 38.08, and then we'll see possibly maybe collapsing. If we do break down, if we do break 37.30, 3700, we're going to see a MACD kind of reverse here and go the other way, which is going to tell us that the swing has started. It's going to be a little bit delayed, but it is going to tell us that we're more likely going to retest these lows of 36.35, somewhere in there, 36.42. Which is a positive note, as you can see. What else do we got? We got the VIX. The 10-year note is staying right around this 3%, so which is good. It's getting the market used to staying within this range around 3.4 to about 3%. I think that's good. If it can stay here, just chill for a second. I think that's a positive. But in reality, guys, the dollar is a 1-to-1 match with the euro. That's not necessarily good for the overall markets. It can't stay there for that long, even though in the long term it will affect us. As far as Bitcoin, again, I got into a thing with somebody over a chat about Bitcoin, and here's the deal, guys. In the last 6 years, if you've been trading Bitcoin and you want to say you've been through a bear market, I'll give you that. decoupled from the S&P 500. There's quantitative tightening, quantitative easing, and basically right now it's a different circumstance than what you're used to at this moment of time. Look, if you want Bitcoin to go up to 100,000, 60,000, at the end of the day, when you start doing the math, it needs to be regulated, right? Once it gets regulated, you got institutions pouring themselves into Bitcoin, and then more than likely, I think it probably can rally. But not until then, and that's just my humble opinion. I don't think you're going to see Bitcoin up at 100,000. I think that there's too many players in the game, and one thing I do know about these markets, some of these players need to be taken out. They need to go to zero, and I have a strong suggestion of who I think is going to go, but they're going to be liquidated. And at the end of the day, that's how these markets work. MicroStrategy still we're rallying, but let's see if the S&P can go up. As far as I had a couple of plays keeps going splitting, it's also going to be unplayable down in the future. Apple breaks below 140, we're going to collapse. CMG collapse, guys. Somebody on CMG said, at the end of the day, how much are you going to pay for a burrito bowl? I think they're up to like $16 for a burrito bowl. That's kind of crazy for what? For guacamole, for, chicken, guac, and rice. That's for a fast food joint. I don't really see that sustainable, but do you? I don't think so. So you're gonna piss some people off. The price gouging that's happening right now is ridiculous. As me, who I travel quite a bit for work, I'm noticing across the board everywhere I go. But so stay frosty, guys. Guys, if you want access to my Patreon page, you can. It's easy. It's only $5 here, guys. It's worth it. Flow levels. If you're interested in understanding order flow, I'm going to dive in deeper and kind of give more content information and background so you can understand better understand order flow. I do offer a class once a technical analysis momentum trading class for those who want to be students of momentum trading. It's not an alert service, but basically we dive in. You do have to spend the time to watch the videos and dissect and go slow. But we really study and dissect momentum trading. We'll give you everything that I offer, everything that professional traders utilize. But anyway, guys, that's all we have there. I am going to start a stock trading class at some point in time. It won't be live. It'll be basically a video resources that help you understand when is a good time to buy a stock, when it's not a good time to buy a stock, or dollar cost average, especially during these times. But anyway, guys, that's buyers come in, but the news isn't really that great today. So stay frosty, guys. Stay frosty. If you got in some puts yesterday just kind of give you confirmed throughout the chat. If I draw these lines, guys, and I draw these lines, this was yesterday. So this was yesterday. We had a rally up, and then the rally kind of balanced itself out. This is what normally happens. If I draw these lines, guys, I'm kind of drawing them for you to kind of give you context of where is the supply, where is the demand. So how can you take this into consideration? Well, if we see it going up, then more likely you might want to go short or maybe do any sort of short strategy. You can buy puts, you can sell calls, you can do multiple things, and there's probably going to go down to about 3,800. If you would have done that yesterday, and again, I'm not an alert service, but I'm just trying to show you where the wind is blowing. More than 90-point ripper. Now I do know that you're not able to sell, so but right now, if at 37.50, if we were to open here and stay here right now and you got into it at 39.30, then you're looking at roughly an 80-point ripper to the downside. So this is how you take that into consideration, and more than likely, don't get greedy, lock in those gains. And again, 80-point rippers on the SPY, we're looking at about 8 points to the downside. All right, guys, that's it. Go get it, and I'll see you in the chat. I'll stay as much as I can. I'm trying to clean up this internet because it's a little wonky, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.